against their survival, against the massive onslaught of anti-poor policies that this government has wrought on them since its emergence. Nigerians are here to say that despite celebrating 64 years of independence, there is nothing independent about the people that cannot feed, nothing independent about the people that cannot go to school, nothing independent about the people whose security is not assured. So Nigerians are here to make their grievances known to the government. Nigerians are also here to say that there is nothing independent about citizens who cannot speak freely without being charged for treason or say their minds without getting arrested and kidnapped by the government. So Nigerians are here to denounce all anti-poor policies of the government, to denounce the wicked policies and pattern of the government to kidnap poor young people struggling for their lives, surviving under everything that has been put against them. Nigerians are here to say that it is not fair, and this government must divorce itself from every policy that it has brought in place so far to ravish Nigerians, to wreck them to the barest minimum. We are saying that we can no longer tolerate it. And when people are pushed to the wall, one day something has to give way, and the government has to take notice. This is a notice on the Nigerian government that one day its time will come. This is the 64th anniversary of the country, but there's nothing to celebrate. The government can do well by going back and looking into its drawing book and seeing everywhere it has gone wrong and begin to make things right. First, the government must begin to rethink the wicked removal of fuel subsidy that has done nothing but to reduce the living conditions of Nigeria to minimum. Many young people have had to quit their jobs because they can no longer afford to pay expensive transport to work. They can no longer go to work and receive little salary for nothing. Many young people have had to live under the stressful conditions, sell their bodies because they can no longer afford to live under such conditions that have reduce them to nothing. The government must remove fuel subsidy. The government must also rethink the student loan that it has brought to people and say that that's the panacea for the education system in Nigeria. The student loan is no panacea. Nigerian students do not need loan. Nigerian students need grants for them to go to school. An interview conducted across schools in country show that people are not even taking the loan. Well, people are taking the loan, but so many people are not taking the loan because they are afraid of receiving loans that they cannot pay in future where jobs are not guaranteed for them. So Nigerian students do not want loan. Nigerian students need grants for them to be able to go to school. Nigeria needs the government to be honest about what it is doing with the refineries. This is a capitalist system that has done nothing but take and accumulate all the wealth and resources of this country for itself, without the benefit of the poor. So we must get our refineries working and show the people that we can be honest and government can work for the people.
Experiencing this level of lawlessness by the law enforcement agents, Nigeria cannot claim to be an independent.
Hey! Let's go, let's go. Don't move. Are you making me? They have started shooting us tear gas. They are trying to disperse us. Don't move, comrades, don't move. Don't move, comrades, don't move. What's happening?
Rob, my bag. Guy, come, open this my bag. Rob, my bag. No, Rob, for eye.
Look at them. retire. We don't stop. What kind of repression we're talking about in our country? The last time they spent $45 million to quell the protest of August 1st. Only God knows how many $1 million they spent this time around. They will not go and fight bandits. They will not go and fight headsmen that are killing people. But they always have to show force on protesters. Nigerians, if you don't wise up, time will pass. This government doesn't give a hoot about us. And it is high time we bond together in our millions and let this 1% know that this country is all of ours and not somebody's own.
The one that said Nigeria is for.
They started shooting at them. They have. Just because I've got these loads of stuff I want to unload this afternoon. So I'm just going to give you the final part from the streets this morning. Then I'm going to come back later this evening to share with us how it all went down. Holy, the second part, right? Here, Shore.
Let's first of all get your thoughts, on the president's speech.
Meanwhile, this part of this clip is for those who are reacting to Tinubu's speech. That's the first one. The other part is back on the streets.
Let's first of all get your thoughts, on the president's speech.
Well, it was high on rhetorics, less on substance. There's no clear-cut indication of to address the critical issues we are facing. I think what the president focused more was on what they have achieved in terms of cost-cutting measures and what they have added to the national reserve from 33 billion to 37 billion and clearing the debts without focusing more on the hardship that Nigerians have gone through in the last 16 months and what steps are being taken by the government to address particularly the issue of high cost of living, the high cost of energy, and the rest of it. So I think it's more like promises other than the actual programs that have been detailed out to be done in the next 1 year. That's the way I
Didn't it sound like detailing what we have achieved so far in the 16 months of the administration, and putting that as a reminder to Nigerians that we are taking steps in the right direction? Didn't you get that sense of that?
Well, President said that we have achieved peace. I challenged the president to travel throughout Nigeria without a security agents. I've said it over time. For the speaker, for the chief of staff to leave Abuja and come to Lagos and travel through the road, not by air, and then, or for the vice president to go to Borno via road, not through the air, and see whether we have the relative peace they are talking about. And there's no doubt that the challenges we are having with respect to high cost of living, high cost of food, and the rest of it is tied to insecurity, because farmers can't go to farm. Is it safe for farmers to go to farm? Those are questions that we need to ask ourselves. And the reality of what an average Nigeria is experiencing is different from what the president is experiencing. The president is within the cocoon of Aso Rock and his foreign travels. But the reality on ground does not measure up with what he is saying with respect to peace. And for peace to be in place, people must have the confidence and the trust that, okay, that peace is in place for me to travel. Before coming on set, I had conversation with 2 or 3 people talking about road travels and said I can never travel on the road to so place and so place. A friend of mine traveled to Kogi State for a burial of his professor's mother, and he came back. He said his heart was in his mouth throughout the journey. And so it's the reality on ground does not measure up with what the president is saying. That's my candidate.
There is victory. Marching forward, forward. Marching forward, backward. Never in the struggle for Nigeria. There is victory. And then we close. Reverse subsidy removal now. Reverse subsidy removal now. Reverse subsidy removal. Removing the right
That everybody that's in detention illegally who have been charged with false criminal offences, including treason, which carries the death penalty, must be released immediately. And it does also extends to Nnamdi Kanu, who we believe is being persecuted by the Nigerian state because he has expressed the desire of his people to secede from Nigeria. They have a right to either stay or leave Nigeria. Our preference is that we will completely never prevent anybody from exercising their right to either stay or be in Nigeria.
Let us look at the retreat that is holding in Kano, where northern senators vehemently rejected anything that has to do with true federalism. And there are certain counterparts of the view that true federalism is the way to go. Particularly Senator Abundingi.
Part of our struggle is to eliminate all the senators we are talking about. By eliminating the Senate, all the House of Representatives. Are you getting my point? So you can't be asking me how they feel. We are here to represent the people who want liberation or who want new independence, not parts of the old system. We are not here. Yes.
Nobody compete intimidate us. Anything we want to put together, Nigerian people must march on the street in an orderly and a peaceful manner.
We don't believe in participating or encouraging any other jamboree. We are not part of that. We are not going to any youth forum or any youth confab. We want the Nigerian people to create their own constitution and for the constitution to go through a referendum and to become the new basis for relationship amongst Nigerians.
Talk to us about the hope of our electoral system.
We can't cherry pick now. We have a problem that we have 15 solid demands. And electoral reform is part of it. But we are not looking for electoral reform. We are looking for an overhaul of this country. Electoral reform cannot solve our problem. Yes, thank you.
But not be Christian.
Let him go to God. We are ready to face him. This protest has come to stay. After today, we are going to announce another day before December. This protest.
Let's first of all get
interesting. Thank you very much, Unwo Kike Emmanuel. God bless you, man. Thank you. Yes, you can support my channel by buying me a cup of coffee through that link. A cup of coffee is $5. And indeed, you can buy me 1, 2, 300. It depends, right? But for every penny, I am grateful. So thank you to all of you. And then going forward, just an extra. Yesterday, the news that broke that Oples Uzodinjo was planning or had agreed with the agent of darkness from the federal government of Nigeria or Fulani government of Nigeria to bring those they called the IDP from northern Nigeria to Imo State. People reacted, including the reaction that followed also included that of a supposed senator. I think his name is called Frank Ibezim. The man, they said, was pretty much behind the whole operation after Oples Uzodimgba. They plan to use an open university complex in Imo State. So people got a wind of it and it escalated quickly. First, before we go to that, a member of the Igbo nation, Biafra, sent a warning. Don't bring this. It's unheard of. All right. The news was actually broadcasted on the TVC, where they said to relocate these northern refugees, the victims of Boko Haram terrorism, and on, to relocate and then train them in Imo State. Hopeless Uzodimba came out later to say it was fake news, but fake news, something that was pretty much heard on the TVC, and the whole world saw it. But when people reacted, they said it was fake news, but it was too late, as the reaction of people destroyed the place they wanted to use. A young man said this, like the one I played to you yesterday, these two.
I want to react to Senator Ned Nwoko's statements I heard directly from him. That, to quote him, if you think Simon Ekpa is the one making orders for the sit at home in the Southeast, or giving orders for the killings of people in the Southeast, then let's negotiate or discuss with him. I want to let that senator know, Senator Ned Nwoko, with due respect, that yes, Simon Ekpa is the one giving orders for the sit at home in the entire Southeast. And all of us born Biafrans or wherever you reside in Biafran territory, everyone must abide by that sit at home. If you have foreheads, do not abide by it. Or if you think that you are an extraordinary human being, not from this earth, you live in oblivion or whatsoever, don't abide by it, and then you would see what the spirits do with the feathers of a fowl.
And on that. However, the reaction that followed last night was pretty much more like fire. So this happened last night.
The northern people. Before I'm going to northern, Biko, Frankie Bezim, Gena Meka Wajoba, Biko. I saw more bloodshed because and you watch him Megana Baliana, Igamat that now everywhere is red now. And the northern people kwano ono biakwana be holo no hono una were because one year ga say na lekwe hemega ni gbo na ga ejiwa zoro ndu ya because of issue ya ka opi wechi na nwanne cha sekwa na lekwekwe ihe umu igbo men maka iwocha ihe na ihe mega na ka obodo we dem ma because an cho ha ndị ugwu na Boko Haram and ha awụkwana ịga n'Enugu steeti ịga ha chọcha herdsmen gbuo ndị mmadụ an cho ha ihe awopụ university aso school ihe ji were confuse anyị later na abịa sị na ọwụ ihe ndị camp na ọwụ refugee camp because an cho ha ya because today's date was 30th. Okay, here first of October 2024. Because
Emeka Maduba. Yeah, you tell me na liba ya de ma. So de ma do to hedge start eba nina. Because I turn the Hausa na ndị Yoruba ma ndị na wundi Igbo. Anyị achọ ha. So I imagine na break ga ebe na.
Ọ Biafra ka achọ
Nigeria. Achọ Nigeria. Because ya na Biafra ka anyị nwere onwe anyị.
So that the Open University is born in the set Open University is on fire. They have set the Open University is on fire. This thing is right now the fire is on. The place is burning down. I'm taking this video from the Cathedral Church.
So simply put, the supposed place that they wanted to train the ID, who actually brought that kind of idea in the first place? Like the tension that you've already had in the eastern part of Nigeria, which is so prevalent, why would anyone even make that suggestion at this point? Like, why would you want to put the lives of supposedly victims of Boko Haram, put their lives in danger by relocating them to a place that they were never wanted? What are you trying to do? Now, from what we gathered, there were so many actions that took place last night, including the property of that guy, Frank Ibezim, supposed senator. They touched his property too. So the violence seems to kind of like be spreading as we speak. I do not, for any reason, support any violence, on anyone or anywhere. But something tells me there's so much disconnect between the political class of the eastern part of Nigeria and the people they are supposed to be representing or leading. And it is bound to get worse. There are these politicians from eastern part of Nigeria who have grown insensitive of the situation they have put their people in, especially since under Buhari. A lot of them believes that they could probably just sacrifice their people for whatever it is they are being promised by this Fulani terrorist and their sponsor from outside Igbo land. If you are so much in contact or in touch with the people you think you are leading or representing, there are some certain things that shouldn't even never be muted, ideas that should never be kind of like brought forward, talk less of you acting on them. It's unfortunate, isn't it? I'll leave it at that and go get ready for later this evening. A comprehensive report of how today went across Nigeria. The supposed giant of Africa on the 64th birthday. They've got nothing to show for it other than disjointed people, disunited people, hunger, terrorism, corruption, and all the vices you can think of. I will see you later this evening. Thank you for spending your afternoon with me. And I hope I see you later at night. Until then, please take it easy and stay safe. Good afternoon.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. súnra jù. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀ súnra jù. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra jù.